Well, Poppy, you ready for this one? You're wagging your tail. You must be really excited, huh? Anyway, this is Mile Marker Mike coming at you. I was uploading a video of my third episode to Council Grove, and for some reason something happened, and well, long story short, some reason it wouldn't upload to YouTube, and I kept trying to fix it, and I lost it. So that was a video gone. So you got episode 1 and 2, which hit some of the main parts of it. This part was just simply leaving and heading back, but I had a lot of good music and other things in it. So a lot of time goes into this sort of thing, and so you just slam on the desk, you know, when that sort of thing happens. But it doesn't happen very often. But okay, so in this particular episode, I'm going to talk about Kanopolis Lake, and we're going to be going up through Hutchinson. We're going to leave Wichita on 235, and then we'll get on 96 to Hutch, and then from Hutch there's a little sidebar or side highway, which is about 3 miles, and that'll get us on 14, and then we'll take 14 to 4, and I can't remember the last road that brings us right into the lake itself. So it's a nice ride. Did some pretty good video on it and everything. Didn't do too many facial shots this time, but anyway, Poppy, last video I actually had Poppy as a part of my introduction, so I knew she wanted to get back into it and stuff, even though she don't look like she's paying attention. It's just kind of looking up at the sky, and you know, we have a lot of airplanes that fly around here, so she's always looking at airplanes and barking at airplanes and stuff. So anyway, this is our next episode. Not so much Poppy and I. She's just part of my introduction. I'm still not going to take her on a ride or nothing. So, but this next introduction, we'll be heading up. It's about Kanopolis is roughly about 132 miles northwest of Wichita. So we're going to have a good ride. The weather's nice. We'll just got a little bit of a breeze, so it's not going to be bucking us all over the place. And Pashman's coming with me, and I'll get him in a little bit of the video. And then our future ride that we just did, we went to Oklahoma, to Stillwater. Pashman wanted a Whataburger, and Whataburger's in Oklahoma. We took, I'll talk about that in my next intro leading into that one when we get to it. But it was a really cool ride, a lot of good things to look at, and the road was really nice and had some really good this and that, you know. So anyway, this is Poppy. Hey Poppy, you got anything to say? I gave her some Chinese food, so she's probably thinking that this must be a little piece of Chinese food still. But she loves Chinese food, don't you, Poppy? Yeah, yeah. Well, she's wagging her tail, so that must mean something right there, huh? All right, for all you family and friends and all those out there, this is Mile Marker Mike's and Poppy. Poppy, you want to say anything? Signing out. Thank you, and welcome for coming on the ride. Alrighty, today is Tuesday. I think it's the 26th or 27th, and anyway, we stopped at Spears for breakfast, and all the people I retired with the Cessna, they all meet up here all the time and eat and kind of talk with each other. But that was really enjoyable. And now we're going to go to Kanopolis Lake. First I got to go get some gas. And then we'll get on the highway. Kanopolis is a lake that go up toward Newton, but we're going to take 96 to Hutch and take 14 north and then 44 east, and then I think it's 167 north again. And that'll bring us to Kanopolis Lake. It's supposed to be blue water, supposed to be a really beautiful lake. So thank you for coming on the ride, and I hope you enjoy a little bit of how I put these things together and a little bit of history behind some of these places, how Kanopolis got its name. That will be in my video. That I'll add to when I'm editing, so it makes it feel like you've really been there. Alrighty, we'll see you on the other side as far as on the highway, so I'll bring the video record back up at that time.
Yeah, Pashman got stopped at a light, so I had to pull off real quick and wait on him. So we'll be going here shortly.
Well, we got a man behind me. Sometimes stoplights kind of do that sort of thing. Okay, we'll get on Kellogg, then we'll get on 235. It's nice having the power. 235 will go up, get on 96, head toward Hutchinson. We'll get to Hutchinson and we'll get on 14, and then we'll go north on 14. This is 235 north here. Okay, face on. We're now on 235. We're gonna go to 96, as I was saying earlier. And then we'll go into Hutchinson, then we'll get on head toward Kanopolis. It's going to be roughly about, it's northeast of, or northwest of Wichita, and normally you can go 135 all the way up and then get off on this one highway that's 93 miles, but we're going to take the back roads like I always like to, and go in from that way. So it's going to add probably about 20 miles to the total trip up. Winds today are going to be roughly about 13, gusting to 23. Mornings are usually low. It's afternoons when they come up. So we're going to have a southeast wind, so it's kind of warming up a little bit. So we'll have, it'll be a little bit of a headwind coming back, which is even nicer. I mean, take that back. It'll be a tailwind. Anyway, I've been wanting to go to Kanopolis to kind of check it out. I hear it's a pretty lake, so anyway. Anytime I ride a motorcycle, it's just a really exciting thing. You're out in the open. You get to feel the elements of Mother Nature. You come across other bikers, and sometimes you get to share stories with them of the places they've been, the places you've been, and so it's just been a really good time. Anyway, at this time, I'm gonna put a little bit of music on, and probably when we get to different places and stuff, you know, of interest, I'll come back off the music and talk a little bit about it. So anyway, music coming on, and welcome being with us today. Hope you enjoy the ride as much as we are.
I don't know where I'm going, but I don't want to know. A predictable life is not what I want. Putting one foot down, one step at a time. Let the road turn, that's just fine. People ask all the questions to box you in, to classify your life with the stroke of a pen. Take those old rules, crumple them and throw them out. We're burning that box right now. Mold breakers, movers and shakers, don't ever silence your voice. Dream makers, risk takers, don't ever silence your voice. If you think you were made just to blend right in, to avoid big mistakes or to tally your sins, you might get to the end doing nothing wrong, to find you never lived at all. Mold breakers, movers and shakers, don't ever silence your voice. Dream makers, risk takers, don't ever silence your voice. So take them all back now. Compromises we make so we'll never fall. Fear disguises being realistic. Yeah, we're stepping out of the shadows. Bone breakers, movers and shakers, to all the high stakes players, don't ever silence your voice. Dream makers, risk takers, don't ever silence your voice. Silence your voice.
One thing I always do, like I come up to that truck and it was in the left lane, and I know that he's going to go right, and you're in the passenger side. A little bit of a crosswind there, kind of gave me a little hard stop. So I just backed off and let him get position, and then I come around to the left in the passing where you're supposed to. You don't want to be in the right, passing anything, especially truck, on the right lane. That's a no-no. Well, ladies and friends, a little bit of an update. We're now 64 degrees. I left the house this morning at 54. Spears Restaurant, what they do is they'll set up a room dedicated just for our group, because we usually have a pretty large group come in on breakfast when we get together. A lot of good Cessna team members that I've worked with, being able to rub shoulders with them again and see how their lives are going, see what kind of interests they have now since they're retired, and they're just truly a great bunch of people. They very humorous. It's a good time. It's kind of like riding motorcycles with people, you know. It's like it's such a good time when you're traveling. Sometimes motorcycles isn't for everybody, and that's understandable. You got to definitely be able to handle the elements of the weather, rain, cold, winds, that sort of thing. Whereas in a car, you're just in that kind of a cocoon, being protected from everything. So, plus you got to be a lot more aware around you on a motorcycle. You can get into trouble really easy. Yeah, one of the things that don't really have a whole lot of subscribers. There's a lot of things that subscribing, if you're interested in whatever videos, is that if that person posts another video, it immediately notify you. A lot of my videos also, I do family videos, and YouTube has a deal where you can put it on a unlisted, so it's not open to anybody to see it, and then you just basically get the YouTube identification, and then you can copy and paste to their email, and then they can pull it up on their email and it immediately goes to the video. So we are getting a little bit of a little bit of a wind, a little bit of buffeting. Burton 10 miles, that's where the barn is, where the I'd say probably the biggest chicken fried steak I've ever ate at. That's the one I talked about before, where they'd immediately ask you if you're a couple that comes to dinner, are you sure you want 2 of them, because they're that big. And they're not only big, but they're very good.
Well, family and friends, nothing like getting out and enjoying a ride. We're about 15 miles from Hutchinson. From Hutchinson, we're going to get on a about 7-mile stretch of another road. At that point, we'll get on Highway 14 North. Anyway, we're at this point in the juncture where we have traveled thus far probably 30 miles, so we're about 100 miles to go to Kanopolis Lake. So continue with us, and put a little bit of music on, and we'll continue on into Hutchinson. Thanks for coming along. Mile Marker Mike out.
When life gets heavy, I get light as a feather, changing my mind like the Indian weather. Say a prayer for me tonight. Maybe I'll do better, but it's gonna take a little time. It takes a little time and I can hear the lonely night sing. I can hear the lonely night sing. My cold heart's turning as these headlights are burning down this highway. I can hear the lonely night sing. Well, 25 arrived in the blink of an eye, and I'm still just trying to figure out how to walk that fine line. But life's just too short not to try the best you can. So I'm gonna let go of who I was and find out who I am. And I can hear the lonely night sing. I can hear the lonely night sing. My cold heart's turning as these headlights are burning down this highway. I can hear the lonely night sing. Could have sworn it wasn't me, but I don't trust my recollection. With eyes too tired to see, and a cold heart that's dying to be set free. And down this empty highway I can hear the lonely night sing. I can hear the lonely night sing. I can hear the lonely night sing. My cold heart's turning as these headlights are burning down this highway. I can hear the lonely night sing. I can hear the lonely night sing. I can hear the lonely night sing. I can hear the lonely night sing.
Welcome to Hutchinson. A lot of this place is agriculture. There's a lot of religious sects up here, i.e. The Mennonites and some of the other religions that horse and buggy. Supposed to be getting on 14 up here somewhere. So 14, where's it at? We're in South Hutchinson. North. Okay, we'll be back up in a minute. Anyway, we're in Hutchinson, and I was following directions, and it didn't quite take me where I wanted. It was taking me a long way around. And we're going to backtrack about 5 miles. Get on 50, and then we'll get on 14 going north to Kanopolis.
Donut. I'm going to see if they got any donuts in there real quick, and then we can be on the way.
Okay. Very good. I'm going to pull over there.
You know what?
I'm just going to pull over there. Anyway, really good thus far. Like I said, I had to take a backtrack. Kanopolis, let's see, we've, from my house, we've traveled about 60 miles. Probably got another 75 to Kanopolis. I don't know why I can't keep remembering that name of that lake. There's also a town up there called Kanopolis. So, anyway, when I went to Idaho, I came up 14. And I didn't realize that that one was so close to me passing it last year, coming back from Idaho. So, but anyway, so far, ladies and gents, we're having a good time. And I got some help from a guy at a gas station. You've seen him, and I think his wife or girlfriend, for a short run on my video. They kind of gave me a little bit of direction, because sometimes your GoPro, or not the GoPro, but your phone kind of misdirects you a little bit. So anyway, we'll be off on the road here shortly. Right up there at the light up ahead where the McDonald's sign is, we'll be taking a right, and then on to 14. I came through here, well, I was about Sterling coming back from Idaho, and man, it was windy. I couldn't even video the last part of my ride home because of the wind. Anyway, we'll be getting on 50 here shortly. Follow that 18-wheeler right ahead of us.
We're going to finish out this episode with some wonderful music as we end this episode. So sit back and enjoy and continue the ride with us. Thanks for coming along. This is Mile Marker Mike.
Sometimes I'm so hollow, I hear words echoing. It's been a long road, and there's a war inside of me. A voice that I love and a voice that I hate, and they won't let me go. No, they fight till I'm breaking, and they're taking all of me. But when the oceans roar, I lift my eyes up till I find you, battle torn. But you say the scars, they don't define you. And oh, I wanna feel that it's true, and I just don't wanna lie you use. Don't know who to follow when I'm hollow.
by the way of my dance. Feels like I'm holding all the blame inside myself. The more that I'm fighting, the more I'm surrounded. The feet and the light, they pull till I'm drowning, and they're pounding on my heart.
But when the oceans roar, I lift my eyes up till I find you. Battle torn, but you say the scars, they don't define you. And oh, I wanna feel that it's true, not just the one I lie you use. Don't know where to follow when I'm hollow. The scars, they don't define